My name is Iman. I'm a second year in the College of Business. I'm studying Operations Management and Information Technology. My parents and I were all born in Egypt. So we actually moved here right after I was born. So I grew up in America, but I have a really strong Egyptian heritage. And that is, I guess, why I'm talking to you. And one thing that I think a lot of people don't really realize is that even the smallest things really show people your heritage and show people that you're not American, you're not Christian, and that kind of thing. So I am an Egyptian Muslim, and one thing that I get called out for a lot is my name. So my name's Iman, and very few people can say that properly. And I think that that's kind of the first indicator to a lot of students and a lot of older people as well that I'm not American. And so when I was in elementary school, my brothers and I got picked on and teased and made fun of a lot, not just for our names, but for the connotation that having an Arabic name gives you. So especially after 9/11, having a name like Iman or Yusuf or something like that, people automatically think terrorists or bombs. And so we actually got called out a lot. People would be like, oh my gosh, you're a terrorist, or like, do you have bombs in your backpack? And we're just like, no, just go to science class, sorry. And so it's kind of little things like that tend to bother us the most. But I think that the most significant thing that's ever happened to me with regards to being Egyptian and Muslim, my family and I were actually in Utah on like a road trip, family vacation type thing, and my mom wears a headscarf, and so she's sitting in the front of the car, and this guy in the truck drives past us and just starts screaming curse words through his window at my mom. And my brothers and I were pretty little. I think I was 10 or 11, so pretty little. But I just remember we were all really confused about why he was screaming. And my dad actually pulled off on the side to see if maybe he was just trying to tell us that like there's a scratch on our car, or there's something wrong with our car. And so we stopped, and we didn't really talk about it afterwards, but I think we all knew that he had basically screamed at my mom for wearing a headscarf, which is ridiculous in every aspect. But I think that was the biggest thing, and I think that one thing that a lot of people can do to kind of get rid of that stigma and to start kind of mitigating the distance between American Muslims and Arab Muslims and just people in general is for people to actually learn the history, I guess. I think that when people do their research and when they learn a lot, they realize that Muslims and Christians and Jews and really everyone in general is incredibly similar. I mean, if you're going just by religious theology, Muslims and Christians and Jews all believe essentially almost the exact same thing. When you read the holy books, they're all almost exactly the same. There are just a few differences that make each religion so distinctive. And that doesn't mean that any one of them is better or worse than the other one, it just means that they're different. And I think that a lot of people miss out on that, and they kind of assume that, oh no, we're completely different and everything's wrong if it's not the way that I do it. And I think that when people look at the history and they realize that, no, a lot of the messages that came through are exactly the same, and we do the same thing that you do, that'll kind of help bridge that gap of understanding.